Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your reading today. So good to have you here. Thank you so much for your patience. If you follow the channel, you'll know that I've had a break in this set of readings yet again. I came down with gastroenteritis, so that wasn't great, but you don't really need to know that. So let's get started on your reading. What I wanted to mention before we get into it, just in case I forget, is that Capricorn, because you've had to wait for your readings, and I did this on your last reading too, if you would like a personal reading, it'll be pre-recorded and look exactly like this, but will be just for you. Then please either click on the link to my personal readings down below. It'll take you to the Buy Me a Coffee page and just click on the shop tab, and it will show you a specific Sagittarius and Capricorn reading. The reason I wanted to mention it specifically at the beginning of this reading is because the offer ends at the end of September, so you literally have a few days to book. As I said, it's a pre-recorded one that is tailored just to you, and it explains it all on the page, so just click through and have a look if you want a personal reading. But specifically today, we're going to look at your money energy. It's not financial advice per se, because I'm not a financial advisor, but we're going to look at the energy around your finance, what spirit want you to know about your situation, what energy is coming in, and what to look out for. So let's get started. Capricorn, here we go. Oh, spirit will really want you to have that one. Wow. There's a change coming for you, Capricorn. Wonder what that's going to be. That's so exciting when you start with a change. Some of you may have had this change already. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it and we'll talk about it in a bit more detail. But I feel that it's imminent. But yes, as I say, we'll come back to it in a second. Let's get the others. We have Unfinished Symphony. Oop. We have the Thinker. God, these cards are so jumpy. What's going on with you, Capricorn? What is going on? We have Imagine. What an interesting set of cards. Wow, interesting energy for you. We have the Fates. That is a really interesting mix of cards. I'm so looking forward to getting the tarot out in a minute to get us more detail, because, yeah, they've just said to me umbrella, like umbrella energy, so overarching energy here. We have this change. Now, obviously, financial situations are going to be different for all of you because it's a very general reading. But whatever it is, whatever situation you're in with your financial position at the moment, there is definitely going to be some sort of change. I do feel that you're going to know which direction to go in. We have the compass at the top and we have these leaves blowing in a certain direction. So I do feel that you're going to know which direction to go in once this change happens. If it's happened for you already, do let us know down below in the comments, because that's really interesting. I do feel that you've been dealing with a lot of stuff that has lingered. We've got an unfinished symphony here, and it's interesting that the change came before it rather than after it. So it may be that there's been a change in your recent past. For some of you, it'll be present or just about to come in, because it was right at the beginning of your reading. But it leads to something that you're working on, tying up loose ends too, maybe. Maybe some of you have been through a divorce or an ending of a job or a house move, for example. It feels like a big change to me, but there's things to tie up. So even though the change has happened or just about to happen, there'll still be lingering things that need to be sorted out, basically. You're going to need to put a lot of thought into things. As I said, this is very umbrella energy. The tarot's going to give us some more detail here, I think. But you're going to be feeling a bit, this lady, I think she's a fairy, she looks a bit pensive. So I think there's a lot of things for you to think about, a lot of things for you to work through, maybe. Again, I don't get super heavy energy here. Some of it may feel quite complex, but Spirit have just said to me, the key is in the detail. And maybe that's what you're trying to figure out here. As I say, Capricorn, it doesn't feel like heavy energy or anything that's going to drag you down. It just feels like things you need to think through and work through. So you're going to be given, I think, the time and space to do that. And if you're not given that time and space, then you need to take that time and space just to help you tie up those loose ends and think about, maybe you're doing a bit of reflecting and thinking about how you want things to be moving forward. Because here we have the Imagine card. This is about you visualizing how you want things to be moving forward. Having gone through this change, dealt with things, thought about things, how do you want life to be from this point moving forward, where your finances are concerned? That can also apply to your life generally, but because this is a finance reading, we're looking at how you can visualize your future being financially. Destiny's at work though, because we have the Fates card here. And I love these stars because it feels so magical. It feels like there's, you know, you're headed for a magical future, a magical destiny. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. I'm going to show you the card that's under the Fates card. These were at the bottom of the deck, so they're yet to come in. But look at this card at the bottom, Capricorn. More stars. Look how happy this person is. So it looks like you've got a new beginning of some sort. I'll be surprised if we don't see the Fool card or something that indicates a new beginning. Which cards are we using, Spirit? They want us to use these ones, which is interesting. Wasn't the tarot I was going to go for, but... Sorry, just had to drink water. Right, let's go. Spirit, tell us about this change for Capricorn, please. You're going to get some recognition for something. It's your reward. I think it's something you've worked for. I think some of you may have entered a competition. There may be something you win here, which I don't normally say with this card, but I do think it's, and it's not a Pentacles card. I think it's something that you took action on, but you could have, you know, as I say, taken action in terms of buying a ticket for something. But I feel more that it's about you getting recognition for something that you've done or something that you've achieved, or it may just be something that puts you in the spotlight. And this is why I mentioned competitions. For, you know, one or two of you, that may be the case. But there's definitely some sort of change coming that affects your financial future. As I say, some of you may know that what that is. You may have that recognition already. You may feel, you know, it's going to bring a lot of attention because look at all the people cheering around here, you know, looking at this person. They're happy for him. So this change is a good change for you, Capricorn. And he'll tell us more about that. Can we have more about the Six of Wands, please? There's a partnership here, a partnership not with one person, but with maybe a team, or maybe just, you know, working with somebody else to actually complete something. So, yeah, this may be recognition for, maybe you've got a little business or a business that you've started that is finally getting some recognition, and you've had to work and cooperate with others in order to make that a success. Or maybe that is the way forward. Maybe now the change has come, you've got the recognition, it gives you an opportunity to co-work with others. Interesting. So tell us about the Unfinished Symphony. What is it that they're tying up, please? Whoops. We've got the King of Swords. Yeah, again, this is about you having the clarity, and you having the King of Swords is very analytical. So, you know, this is about you figuring out the best way just to tie up the loose ends. But you will, Capricorn. It doesn't feel heavy at all. We've got the, yeah, Seven of Pentacles flew out at the same time. So this is about you. This is about work that you've put in to this situation. You're now tying up the loose ends. I'm wondering whether you're tying up some sort of project you started previously, and that is putting you on a different financial path, Capricorn. As I say, it's difficult with it being a general reading, because it will mean different things to all of you. So just take what applies to you. But you're definitely going to have the clarity. You're going to be able to work it all out. It may be that you're working out, you're tying up loose ends, but you're already in the thinking phase, and you're working out, you know, what is the work that I put in the past, or what do I now need to start doing for my new future, for things to be slightly different, following the change that I've had. Let's see. Yeah, because there's a decision to make. The Judgment card is about, you know, again, great to have the Judgment card when you've got the King of Swords, because the King of Swords is on it. They're the thinker of the deck, you know, they are the sort of master of working things out, having that clarity, being very single-minded. Sometimes they can be quite cold because they're so focused. So it's great that, you know, you maybe here we see you focusing on the work that needs to be done to tie up these loose ends, so you can make a decision moving forward. We see you in that pensive, reflective, but also forward thinking. You can be both at once, can't you? You can be reflecting on what happened in the past, and that helps you shape your decision making moving forward. Excuse me. You are going to be moving forward, because we have the Six of Swords, and you see they're driving forward regardless of the obstacles. So if you're trying to work out, well, okay, I've got to make a decision, but this could be a problem or that could be a problem, Spirit said it won't matter. Don't let the problems become a big obstacle for you, because you're in Six of Swords energy. You're ready to move forward beyond the obstacles. They're not going to be a big problem for you. So it may be that you've got a future that you visualize, and at the moment you're thinking, well, how am I actually going to reach that point in my life, you know? But Spirit is saying, just go for it. You've got the clear road ahead. Even though we see these swords here, they're not a problem. So, you know, don't let the obstacles become the big thing in your thinking. Remember to think positively to lead you to that positive place. Wow, that flew out. In fact, two flew out. What do we have? We have the Moon. We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Spirit are just confirming what I was saying. You know, there's always things that are hidden in our lives that we least expect. And, you know, the Moon, the least that people here on, you know, would have expected is this creature to come out from between these two towers. But it did, you know. For some of the people here, they're imagining that creature coming out of the two towers. Doesn't really matter. It's where you put your energy, in terms of visualizing your future that matters. If you stay positive, then, you know, everything will balance out. We have the Two of Pentacles, so we see you juggling things, you know. Spirit, none of us get like an easy ride moving forward, do we? There's always things that come out that we don't expect, as I just said. So you are still juggling things here, Capricorn, you know, and it may be that you're wanting to start something new, or, you know, there's an adjustment period if you're starting some sort of new employment, for example. There's an adjustment period between the last lot of money you had and the next lot of money you had, or maybe this change and the recognition you got, you know, sort of pushed you into a higher level job that you are now trying to balance with the rest of your life. But the Two of Pentacles is very much about juggling those things. But look, you know, regardless of juggling, they're equal, they're level. So you're going to handle it. You are going to handle this, Capricorn. That's such interesting energy. What can you tell us about the Fates, Spirit, please? What's the destiny here? Six of Cups. Yeah, so this stems right back. Six of Cups, card of nostalgia, but also relates, I always say this, relates to inner child. So this is something that, you know, you were destined to actually do, or to have, or to be. You know, maybe you had a long held dream, but you've never been in a financial situation. You may have wanted to be, you know, a singer, for example, when you were a small child, but never been able to do it because you've had to work to pay bills. But for some reason, you've had some recognition, there's been a change, and it's led you to this position where you can actually think it through and think, well, how could I show the world my singing? How can I do this? I mean, this is a off the top of my head example, but you know, it's that sort of thing. How can I show my skills to the world? That's what I always wanted to do. I wanted to make pottery, or I wanted to be a computer wizard, you know, a gaming programmer. And I'm not into gaming, but you know, so if I use the wrong lingo, just, you know, but it's a long held something that was destined for you since you were a child. So, and they've just said, make your inner child sing. So it's whatever makes the inner child happy. Capricorn, I feel there's another card to come out with that. Let me just pull one more card. That's why I felt it. It's the Star. So you've got a wish fulfillment here. As I say, it's something that's destined for you. So again, when you're visualizing, you're planning your way forward, don't let the obstacles get in your way, because it's in your destiny for you to be in a better position financially, and for you to be following your dreams. It's what Spirit wants for all of us, to be honest. We just let all the physical stuff get in the way. So I'm excited about this change for you. Spirit, can you just give us another couple of cards regarding this change? In fact, let me use another deck. I just want to, there's something about this change. It keeps pulling me back to it. It's very exciting. You know, it's just amazing. It feels like a big change in your life, for things to be different regarding your, yeah, wow. We've got the World card, and there's another one. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you're meant to move forward. It's taken its time, because the Knight of Pentacles is a slow moving knight. But you are, I feel like you've completed a cycle. Interesting, because I just did a Sagittarius read, and the World featured in their reading, but it was at the end. And I feel like you're obviously ahead of Sagittarius, and I feel like, well, you're just beyond Sagittarius, but I feel like you've already been through it. There's a cycle completing here that has led to this change, and you're going to get a lot of recognition for it, but it's taken you a while, Capricorn. But you know, it's a, and again I say it's taken you a while. We've got the Hanging Man on the bottom of the thing, you know. Yeah, that's sort of waiting energy. So you've waited a while for this change, whatever it is. So if it hasn't come in already and you're not aware of what it is, I'm excited for you. But it is about your abundance. Could be something about an offer as well, because knights bring in, they usually bring in a gift of some sort, and the Knight of Pentacles brings in some sort of financial stability or a financial offer. Could be a new proposal, financial proposal I mean, or maybe a financial offer of some sort. As I said, for some of you it could be something that you win. You could win some sort of competition, you know, that puts you in a better financial position and allows you to plan the way forward. That's intriguing. That is very intriguing. If you want to know more, as I say, just for you, then, you know, by all means, contact me. I'm just going to pull some Moonology to wrap up the reading, Capricorn. You know, I love my Moonology. Here we go. They're saying balance spirituality and practicality. So yeah, we talked about balance over here. I do think you're going to be juggling sort of practical requirements and self-care and following your passions. So you've already got that here. They're emphasizing that message here. Oops, they're sticking together. Here we go. Your dreams need a practical plan. Well, you're well placed to do that because you had King of Swords here. When you need a plan, the King of Swords will help with that because they're very clear thinking. So your energy is going to be King of Swords energy. So that's going to help. But you need to have a practical plan that balances both the spirituality and the practicality. And take time to breathe out. Interesting that we have this lady on the Two of Pentacles that is juggling everything, but she's still in like a lotus position, breathing out, you know, taking that time, taking it slowly, just relaxing. Again, Knight of Pentacles sort of energy, that slow moving but steady progress here, Capricorn. And we have on the bottom, the answers you need are coming. So an interesting reading for you. I get the feeling there's lots of complexities that will be different for all of you individually. So it's a very interesting reading, this. Yeah. It's a shame I can't do a deep dive into that, really. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below if aspects of that have related to your situation, because I think it's picking up so many energies from so many of you that it's because we don't know what this is for all of you. It will be different, but it's good, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on anymore. I'm going to end it there, Capricorn. I hope that helped some of you. And yeah, I look forward to reading for you again. Take care.